Applied Science, Unit 1 exam, January 2018, Chemistry section, question 1. Analytical chemists use pH curves and indicators to find the end point of a titration. So we've got 4 graphs here, 4 pH curves, and what we'll need to do is consider each one. Now you need to first off remember what we did in class to determine these pH curves. So what we had was a pH probe connected up to a pH meter inside of a solution. Now if it starts off very low pH, it would have started off in a strong acid. If it started off in a pH of a 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, it would have been a weak acid. If it started off at a level about here of a pH of around 8, 9, 10, it would have been a weak base, and then above that 10 to 14 would have been starting off with a strong base in there, strong alkali. What we then did was by burette we added amounts of acid or alkali, strong or weak, and we monitored the pH and we stirred and we plotted all of the results. And as we added the alkali or acid to the alkali or acid, we saw very gradual change in pH, and then all of a sudden a big change, and then it went back to being a gradual change again. Now these shapes are very distinctive, and because this starts here at a very low pH, we know that this started off with a strong acid, and then we added something that eventually gave a very high pH, so we added strong base to the strong acid. This one we started with a strong acid, and to this one we added, well, we eventually ended up with a weak base pH, so that would be in excess. So we added a weak base to a strong acid in this case. On this one we started with a very strong base, pH 14, 13, 14, and then it eventually ended up down here, pH 4, 5, 6. So we added a weak acid to a strong base. And then the last one, we started with a strong base, and to that we added a strong acid. So strong base to strong acid, weak base to strong acid, weak acid to strong base, and strong acid to strong base.